Overall, I am going into a new direction with my YouTube channel. I'm investing much more time into it than I have previously. In this new direction, I have clear goals that I have set for myself, including in real life goals, YouTube goals, and just overall content creation. And not only that, moving to improve my characteristics, my good habits. There's a bunch of different things I want to improve on in these next coming months. And instead of doing, just doing YouTube on the side as a hobby, as something extra, I'm applying my characteristics, my good habits that I do have on YouTube, and I'm applying them into my own life by focusing on what good steps are being taken by others, applying them to myself, and then evolving them to fit my own needs, to fit my own personality. That is my essential goals that I am taking, putting all this together. Beforehand, I was originally going to have a vlogging channel, a YouTube channel, my own life that I was separated out. All three of them were going to be separated. In a sense, I had three different lives going on because personally, I've never talked about what I did on YouTube in real life besides people who were centered around my content or people who I included into my content. I never talked about it that much. I have actually been more freely talking about it and including in my personal life. In a sense, I was never proud of what I did. I thought it was goofy. I thought people would think of it as demeaning. Like, why are you putting so much effort into something that's going to lead to fruitless labors? Why are you doing fruitless labors? And that thought has been wrapped around my mind for probably last 2 years. Why do I continue to do this? I keep answering that question saying, I love doing this. I have hopes of doing something great in this. But eventually they're questioned again and again with good purpose. If you are after a goal or you're determined to achieve something great, you will constantly question yourself until you can confidently answer that question of why to not only other people but to yourself. That is when you'll begin to start making extraordinary leaps. Like during last semester, one of the reasons I changed is I kept asking myself, it's like, oh, is this worth it? Do I want to keep doing this? The answer was yes, but I was continuously doubting myself. I was continuously questioning myself more so than I ever did on YouTube, which is really weird because in college, with college you have a for sure, well, not even for sure, but you have a very positive chance of success once you complete all these steps. Once you go through 4 or 5 years of college, you have a very high rate of success of getting into a job that maybe you want. And that was also one of the questions I kept coming into my head. Do I really want to do this? These are the decisions that you make now are the decisions that are going to be applying to your life far into the future, years into the future. So you have to constantly ask yourself, do I want to be doing this 20, 30 years down the line? Because there are people who will invest their lives into these 4 to 5 years that will propel them into their career for the next 50, 60 years sometimes, and you just have to think about that. This is what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life, and that thought constantly just was so ominous. And it was mostly my fault because I am a very indecisive person. I never know what I want to do with anything, even if it's something small as like, what food am I going to be getting today, or what's the next move, what will you be studying next? It is a bad habit I've developed, and it is a habit that has kept with me for these past good long number of years. And one of the reasons I've been starting to focus on YouTube more and more is in these past 3 months, ironically enough, ever since I did the Red RC back in around December, at the very end of last semester, ever since then, it's just been stuck in my mind to continuously keep working on this, to not stop. And usually whenever I'm doing YouTube, whenever I'm doing any other type of activity, within about 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, I'm done, I'm cut. I'm like, what is the purpose of doing this when I am making no leaps and bounds? There's no purpose to it. Which the answer to that question is obvious. Nothing's going to be done within, 2 or 3 weeks. You have to invest in something within like 4 or 5 months. You might start seeing, some glimmer of success. And I experienced that in music, but in this, it was just different. I can't explain it. It was like every single time I saw myself more into music. I love music. I will never doubt the fact that I love teaching people. I love seeing the glimmer in people's eyes as they figure out something. You're like, yeah, I taught that. I have given this child or this person information that they will be taking on for possibly the rest of their lives. That's so influential. You're such a big figure, and it's such a terrifying and amazing feeling to do at the same time. However, the problem is I don't see myself doing that currently. I do, applying to my indecisiveness, I am a person who wants to continuously do something new, be somewhere new, be something new. I hate sitting in the same location and doing the same thing over and over and over, which might seem like it's a little bit crazy, like, but you sit down and play Call of Duty every single day. Not every single day, mind you. I switch over games, but that's besides the matter. Through content creation, I experienced people who were just ecstatic over the fact that they saw my video. They're like, oh my god, I love this video. This is great. Keep making videos. And that was sort of a spark. In a way, it's in a relation to education, I guess you could say. It was the fact of creating a spark in somebody that made them want to come back to view you, to appreciate you. And that's one of the main reasons I keep doing this. I love making people happy. I love seeing the smile on somebody's face. I love complimenting people when they just sort of look at you like, shut up. Those feelings of happiness, of joy, have always stuck with me, and that is why I can keep going to do this. Like, I know there's if you do attain success, there is, a lot of money in it. That's really awesome. But have you ever seen a smile on somebody's face whenever you make them really happy? I do. That's awesome. I love it. Not only am I applying myself into this, bettering myself in school, in life, in YouTube, I'm taking all of these things and I'm applying them to myself, and I'm trying to better everything. Albeit, I will say it is hard juggling, because right now my personal life is not so much of a personal life. It is a moving life. And I have a lot of people that I want to make sure to make proud of. A lot of people who will continuously look at me and they'll say he has made leaps and bounds and successes. And that is what I want to do most, is make successful goals successful. That sounded... let me rephrase it. I want to continue to make successful strives, so that way, I've said this before, I'm going to come back and look at these types of videos and say, this is where I came from and this is where I'm going to now. You have to continuously move forward, and you have to continuously understand what are the lessons that you've learned in the past and what you will need to do in the future. That's all you need to learn about. There are people who will strategically plan for the future, and they'll focus a lot on the future. Those people are successful. I'm not one of those people. Other people are that. That's great. I've constantly wrangled about this, so that's the direction that I'm going now. I'm focusing not only on myself, but YouTube, and making everything a positive matter. Only time will tell. I'm getting better and better, but needless to say, welcome to the new direction. Hope you enjoy it. I know I will.